Hello from sunny Florida. It's Charlene here with CMT Crafts. I am here working on my part for a collaboration with LineDotArrow, Sophie's Crafty Corner, and Two Sisters Jam Junk Journaling and More groups. We are working with another one of Natalie's awesome kits, Violet Dream, LineDotArrow on her Etsy. Beautiful, beautiful kit, especially if you love purples or anything in the purple family. Beautiful kit. So today my project is going to be from Kara Renee Wolf. She does great tutorials on making ephemera. Fabulous tutorials. I love it because she actually writes everything out, shows you the size, yada, yada, yada. Well, with this particular one, I started to do that, and as I was making it, I always tweak up any of my projects. I never keep anything as is. I just always got to add my own flair or revamp it a little differently. So this will really work for anything that is the length. She has hers, this is landscaping. She has her video where she uses portraits, you know, images that are portrait-wise. But I found you can use them the same way with these, with landscape. And I found a way of using it if images hinder you. Like if you wanted to use this image and the other half of this, there's a way to go about that too. And once playing around with it, I found out that I don't really have to keep to her dimensions. I mean, it works for what she makes for her journals. So I've played around with different sizes. Now in her project, she has it where you take a piece of 3 3/4 by 11 and you fold it in half. And she did it where she opened it and scored it, but I'm just going to score it. 1/4 inch on each side. And like I said, I messed that up totally, didn't I? And like I said, I modified it on mine because I did different widths. You can really use any width. I mean, you can make it 6 inches, and as long as you're coming in to make a gusset, 1/4 inch or even a 1/2 inch, depending on how you know deep you want to go. I'm just doing 1/4 on these. And what you're going to do is you are going to cut away one side. But I'm going to do this first, and you'll see why here in a hot moment. And like I said, she has great videos for tutorials. So check her out. I will add the link to my description. Cut off. See here, we're making a gusset is what basically we're doing. We're making a tag pocket gusset is what we're doing here with an opening. Now, I am not going to try to make the opening here, and I will explain why here in a hot second. Okay, so basically this is what you're working with. These is how you do your gussets. You just fold them over. Really quite simple. Not a whole lot goes into it. Now, the part I'm not going to do because I'm anal retentive and I can't fussy cut for the life of me. So what I do is when I made my windows, I used a die. I'm just going to grab any die. I'm not going to even pay attention to the size. Sorry about that. And you make a window with the die. Obviously, this is too big. I use smaller. And I ran it through my die cutting machine. But you can freehand it. Make it any size image you want. I mean, you can have it oval, rectangle. You can do whatever image you want. And I'll show you some of my mess ups that I did. And what you're going to do after that is you're going to take it. You cut out your insert. Now, in her video, she forgot to add the, my mouth just got totally tumbled here. The acetate. She forgot to add the acetate, which I found worked out better anyway, because once I made the opening, I positioned my tag that's going in it, and I wanted the image to be centered in the opening. So I'm going to, and you'll see here when I get to there, I am going to add mine last. I usually don't do acetate. I have cats and dogs, and my cats usually draw me, but I think I threw everybody who's not sleeping out so they don't jump up here. But basically, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm trying to find a pen. It's going to be tag shape, and you have your opening. And so here's where your opening would be. You make your tag. I'm just going to quickly do it this way. I like usually doing my own. I only use these for small ephemera, but just to get the point across. Cut out your shape, and she has it where you're supposed to put in the acetate, and then you build upon that. And like I said, I like centering mine and being just exact, so I did not do that. I'll show you where I stuck mine in. And you end up gluing these sides. So here's your your base with an opening, mind you. We're going to add a pocket here. She did this belly band thing. I couldn't wrap my head around it personally, so I just outdid with with the belly band. So now let me go to, I like to pre-prep ahead of time so you're not sitting here forever. And I have a special needs daughter that I take care of 24/7. No nurse, just mommy. And I got to make sure that she's sleeping right now. So I got to make sure that I don't do this too long so I can tend to her. So here's one of mine. And like I said, I started out, and as you can see, I did my open. Now this one I did do freehand. It did not, you can see how messy it is, but you're not going to see it once it's all said and done. And she had it where you're supposed to put the acetate on, you know, then. But I wanted to make sure that my image, when I made my tag, fit in there perfectly. So I moved it around and played with it until I got her just right. So that's the reason why I did not do the acetate, because I do this little trick, which I can show you with the acetate. Let me see if I can show you with the acetate. I did custom framing for over 20 years, and so many tricks I've carried over with that. And let me find the acetate. And of course, acetate blends in so you don't see it. So when I was positioning her, the lady, I don't know if you can see the acetate there. I'll put this on there. So what I had done was, when I got her right where I wanted her to be, I used a piece of washi and I taped her in place, right? And obviously, this isn't the right window. And then the image is down. We'll pretend the acetate's the image. And then I took the tag, I put a little double stick on her, and then I put the tag in there. And I made sure she's right where I wanted her to be. I'm hoping this makes sense how I'm explaining this. Let me go back to the original so you can see better. So I made a little flobby like this, okay? And I put it on the back of the picture. And I had it taped up against here. And then what I did is I took a double piece of double stick tape, put it on the tag itself, and got the tag right where I wanted it. And then I smushed it together. And then once that was smushed together, let it hold, I then carefully peeled it away off of and took off the tape off the back of the picture. So that way it was centered. That's just a little trick we use in framing with centering. Now, with framing, you could also just have tape. No, that wouldn't have worked. Never mind. Disregard what I was about to say. So that was my little cheat for doing it. So that way she was fit in there perfectly once she's glued. Now, I didn't glue the pieces yet because I wanted to do that at least on camera with y'all. But I just wanted to get the window part done. And I am going to leave it. I'm going to use this like this too. I'll show you here in a second once I'm done. So we still have to glue down the sides. Okay, here's the tag I made. Like I said, again, everything's from the Violet Dreams kit from LineDotArrow. I still have to put a brad in here. Not a brad. I still have to put an eyelet in here. And I just glued, like I said, I just glued her right on top of the tag itself. I am going to go ahead and do this now. I normally don't like to, like I said, because of cats, and it seems like I always mess up the acetate. But I'm not going to glue her in because actually, I got a rough edge. Let me fix that real quick because that's going to catch on something. You could glue it if you wanted to. I've learned from the past that if I don't put something on the edge, your tag or whatever will catch on it. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to put this in here with some tape. And I'm going to make sure I get all the edges because that way it gives it a nice smoother transition for when you're putting in the tag in the pocket. It has less to catch on, less of a surface area for the edge of that tag to catch on as you're putting it in and out, or whatever, tag, journal card, whatever you decide to put in there. There we go, see, and you won't even see it. And then you're going to glue down the sides. Now, in the other ones, I forgot to do this. I like to cut away the excess. I think she left hers on. I didn't like it. Caught on one of my other ones, and I didn't like it. So I'm going to cut those off and make it. There we go. There we go. Much better. And I am going to do another piece of tape on one side. Just to help keep a little, well, you know, I might just go ahead and do two sides. Just keep a little more stabilized. Oop, that went over. I can tell right away that went into the part where you're going to see. You don't want to see the washi tape from the outside. There we go. And there's your window. Okay. So that's the reason why I didn't put my window in, because I wanted to center my pieces. So now that being said, I'm going to go ahead and glue this side down, and then we're going to add all the pieces to it. You can check out her. I do suggest you check out Cara. She has great videos. And I've done a lot of ephemera off of her videos that it's unusual stuff that she comes out with. Okay, everything's not going to work with me today. All right, so we're just going to do it this way. I'm going to cheat a little. Hopefully I don't put too much glue. I don't think I will. But you never know, right? Okay. Make sure it's on that edge. There's a little trick I use, my finger. Just smooth it out so it doesn't get everywhere when you press it and doesn't gush out too much. I'm going to go ahead and close her up. Make sure I don't have any glue. And I'm terrible. I'm one of those. I have craft dresses. That way I can wrap my hands on my clothing. I don't have to worry about it. Never leave the house with my house dress, my craft dress on. Okay. So here and this is a frame from the kit also that I used. And she just fits right on in there, nice and pretty. And there we go. There's my tag. And she also had it in hers where the tags are up a little bit. And I did like that because it kind of shows you, oh, yes, there is something else in there. That, there's more going on there. So that's done that pocket here that I got ready to go. I already went ahead and I cut her out. And we're going to go ahead and center that. Now, she did hers with her side pockets and with the thumb notch. You play around. I mean, one of them, I almost did 2 pockets even at one point, but I didn't. But I am going to use, I'm going to make a couple of these. I have these prepped out ahead. And I did do one with a side pocket, but I also, like I said, I have to add my own little shimmy to my projects, my own little gig to it. Or uptake, however you want to put it. I know there's a word. I'm just unfortunately, not coming up with the word right now. All right, so here we go. Here we have a pocket here. Ready to go. I already have a couple tags cut out. I hadn't put in the eyelets yet, and I haven't inked them. I just realized that. And I do not know where I stuck my ink. So those go there. She goes there, right? So she's basically done. Now we'll probably add more like lace or some other trims or what have you to this along with the eyelets. If I have time, I will add the eyelets. I'm probably going to use an eyelet like this that I did on one of the week's projects, or a purple of some sort to match. And so it's basically she's done it. She did this belly band thing. Like I said, I didn't get it, and it didn't make sense to me. For me personally, it didn't work. So now here's another one that I did. And I did this, don't learn from my mistakes, make sure you pay attention to the size that you're doing. I wanted a different size, but I went too big, I think, on this one. And here is I made a journaling tag this time for this one. And I did not put in acetate. This one, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to try because I got a feeling it's going to be more of a hindrance than a helper on it. And where is my other? Here it is. I'm trying to get, oh, that goes to that one there. Okay, and here's the other young lady. Another reason why I did the same thing with the picture. I wanted to make sure she fit. And I didn't put the acetate in. I'm not always, like I said, one for acetate anyway, just because of all my animals, and it usually does not work out for me 9 times out of 10. I did the picture frame around the opening. And I did use a die cut to do the original opening, and then I freehanded around the frame. When I cut out the frame, I freehanded the frame one, though, to match up with the lines on it. And I added trim on the bottom, but I messed up. It was too long, and it actually made her go way up in here. So I ended up gluing it over to the other side, and I just did some writing space on it. Again, all from the Violet Dream kit. And she's basically ready to go. All I have to do is put acetate in her, which I don't think I have. I only have the one piece cut out, I think. Which I'm not too worried about there being acetate in there personally anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it because this is my mistake one. This is my first one. Oh, and then for the back, I wanted the pattern paper on the back. I didn't print on both sides like I did the other one. So I just cut a piece out so that way when it's out, you see that. And I'm just going to glue these sides down real quick. I'm not going to bother with acetate on this one. I know I have some somewhere, but I'm not going to fumble around and make you guys wait for me to find it. And I can always add it later. And to add it later, basically you would just slide it down in there and make sure the whole edge had a piece of washi tape and get it in there and then press it down. And that would work. You just have to make sure the whole top edge had some washi tape on it to keep it in place, and she wouldn't be able to access the sides or bottom. And as you can see, I did already doctor her up. So she's just going to go in. But this is the one I think I did the side pocket. No, it was the other one I did the side pocket for, I think. And there you go. And there she fits in perfectly. Then on the back side, no, I used one of the pockets here. Okay. And we're just going to add a pocket. I will show you what she originally came up with in just a hot minute. That's the big one that I just showed that has the side pocket on it that she did. That Cara did. But I think really any project, as long as you know, if there is specific dimensions like this, you don't have to. You know, as you can see, this one's way wider than the original one. And there we go. Put it right on there. And again, a couple more tags. I didn't even ink these either, nor put the eyelets in. So that's all I have to do on these is ink it and put eyelets in there. And then those, actually, I think I liked it the other way. That's why I had it that way. There we go. And there we go. I will probably add some more embellishments on this, but this is the base of it. And where is my big guy? Here we go. So for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and glue her down. This is, I did this way. I end up having to cut off a lot of the gusset so it wouldn't show because of the picture window. So this one is definitely my faux pas one. This is my first one. I made all my mistakes on this one. Most of my mistakes, I should say, I made on this one. And this I printed on both sides, so that way I didn't have to worry about gluing a piece in like I did this one here. And there is this. And I wasn't really too worried about the image on this one, since no matter how you had it, you're going to see the image. So I wasn't really too worried about the image on this one. So this one, okay, so what she had done was she had done just the side pocket and you glue it on. Well, I always got to take things to a different level, and I wanted to show off this here. So I made it so it goes right on here. I even had to cut a little funky. I'm still going to make a pocket. Yes, I did. I was afraid I didn't ink this, but I did. Here we go. And just going to center this. As much as I can. Make sure it's not showing on the other side. Yep, got it. Okay. I am going to take some dyed paper probably and put in here to give it, I mean, you can write on it as is, but I wanted to give it more of a defined writing spot. So I'll probably take some more purple dyed paper and I'm going to put it all the way across here. And where did I have, oh, where's my inserts for this? Oh, here it is. And so here we have a little side pocket. And I did do some paper. All I need to do is staple it in the center, make a little booklet in here. And that she'll fit right in here. So hers was with, like I said, a side pocket. I wanted the extra writing space also on it, so I added that to it. And let me see. I thought there was another component that I had to this. I might have. I'm thinking out loud. Sorry, ladies. I thought I had another pocket to go on top of this, too. And if I did, it looks like I misplaced it. I thought I was going to add another pocket here, but maybe I decided not to. I could do a belly band if I wanted, because I have these out, so I thought I was going to put a pocket here too. So you open it, pocket, writing, pocket. But for the life of me, I prepped this up a couple of weeks ago because I wasn't sure how much time I would have, and I always got to keep in mind in case I have to run my daughter to the hospital, which unfortunately does happen more than not. And those two cards there. You know, I think because of the bulk, I don't think I'm going to add the pocket. I think I'm just going to leave it. I might do like a magnet maybe to help keep it down so it's popping up. So I might do a magnet, like, you know, put a little piece of magnet here and here. And so that way, I'll make Velcro dot. No, magnet would look better, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I just got to find some leftover of this side and of this print too, which I already have right here to cover up the magnet. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do a magnet there and then find a scrap piece of this and put a magnet there, and I'll keep this closed with the magnet. That's what I'm going to do on that one there. And again, it's not that hard to add the acetate. You're just gonna take it, put a piece of tape on it, slide it in there. And obviously you want it to be shorter than the top edge, and then just tape it and just make sure the washi tape's not showing on this top edge here once you get in there, nor farther down, so it's not sticking out on the other side either, to add after the fact. So that's, or you can make it so it fits right in, but I would still add, even if you made one that was tight fit from edge to edge, I would still add a piece of washi tape so that whatever you're sticking in there isn't going to catch on that edge of the acetate. And that is my project. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I explained everything well enough. Remember, you can do anything. There is no wrong in junk journaling. No wrong in junk journaling. And play with it. Have fun. That's what it's all about, is having fun. And here's the piece with the acetate. And I did on this one, I did print it double-sided on that one. I probably should have used a different background, but oh well, it is what it is. I don't think anybody's going to be paying that much attention to the background anyway, for the most part. And there we go. And again, I'm going to add eyelets later. I'm not going to make you guys sit there and watch me do all that. So this is my project. I know there's a name for it, and I will have it in description. Off the top of my head, though, at the moment, I'm drawing an absolute blank on the name. It's a pocket something. I can't even remember now. Gussett pocket tag. I think that's the title of it. Anyhow, I hope you ladies enjoyed this. Remember to check out Two Sisters, Junk Journaling, and more. Sophie's Crafty Corner, and most of all, LineDotArrow Junk Journal Group. You'll see a bunch of awesome creators. I'm also going to add a list to my description here so you can see all the other collaborators that participated in this month's. Everybody is just phenomenal in what they do. Definitely check it out, if nothing else, for inspiration, to get you going in some way, somewhere. And I guess that's about it. You all have a fabulous day, and I'll check you out next time. Bye.